Welcome guys. I hope you have been following the video tutorials and getting and developing some web applications. So we have been covering a lot of the tools and things to install if you want to really become a expert web developer. And we are in the advanced section. So we talked about installing IDE, which is App Tuner. We talked about MySQL query tool. We talked about downloading a framework of MVC framework. Now, we are just today going to cover three things, which is the Firebug, JQuery, and BluePrint CSS. These are all used more for the client-side, programming. So, meaning HTML and all the presentation layers, and JavaScript, JQuery for validations, and CSS for again presentation or HTML stuff. So again, why these are important? And so Firebug. Let's start with Firebug. Now Firebug is basically used for debugging HTML. It's very useful. The reason you need it is that because a lot of times you write application, but it's very difficult to debug on the browser. Also, you have to test with different types of browsers. So having Firebug really helps. Now Firebug only works for Firefox. So the way you typically do is that you first develop application and test it with Firefox using Firebug and fix your code, and then use cross-browser testing tools, or maybe just without using any tool, just see how the page looks for other browsers like IE or Chrome or other places. So that's about Firebug. The IE and also Chrome has similar low-end version of the Firebug tool. So again, the approach is you develop an application and test it with Firefox using Firebug, clean it out, and then go and test it with other browsers. JQuery is it's an enhanced JavaScript framework. It really makes a lot of things easy, and you can do a lot of fancy things. So JQuery is sort of the it's again a set of JavaScript libraries. You include them, and it's very powerful. The alternate to JQuery, I haven't seen again a much better alternative to JQuery. I think JQuery sort of is the default JavaScript. Anybody is looking for a good JavaScript libraries to do advanced application, jQuery is sort of the only option. Now in terms of CSS, now there are a lot of CSS framework. You may be already using some of the frameworks, some of the CSS styles which you have got from other sites or friends. Now BluePrint CSS is a very clean CSS framework. It has a little different approach which I'll quickly go over, but just take a look. Even if you're not convinced initially with the BluePrint CSS, just use it, and I'm sure you'll love it. So let's start with Firebug. So to install Firebug, you go to this site called addons.mozilla.org, and the moment you go there, it will redirect you to whatever language, and then you search with Firebug, and you search, and probably the first link could come here, Firebug, and then you need to add to the Firefox. So you should open this link using Firefox. So then you just do install now. So it'll install to your Firefox, and then it'll say restart Firefox. So you restart it. So then now I'll show you how to use the Firebug. So my Firefox is restarting. So I have restarted the Firefox after installing the Firebug, and once you restart it, you will see a nice little icon of a bug here. That means the first bug is installed. And now what you do is that to get started using Firebug, you click on it. So once you click on it, it will get this nice little box, which is basically split into two. And then now again, this is not an extensive tutorial on how to use Firebugs, but I will show you some basic stuff. So for example, you'd start with this. To click on to check different elements of HTML, you click on this, and then you'll see this one. It basically has your entire HTML, what you see in your view source, but nicely put in an object hierarchy, meaning the DOM hierarchy. Say where you have HTML and then you have the head and body, so you can click on it nicely. You can traverse through it. The other way to do it is that you can click on it and then bring your elements, bring your things. Let's say I have a problem here. So let's say I want to expand this, this email column, or maybe I see how it looks if it is bold. Now again, one way to do is that go to the code and then and put a bold tag and then do a refresh. But instead of doing that, you can directly see how it looks instead of changing the code. So what you do is that you come here and then you click on this. So once you click on this, this thing would be highlighted here, and then you can do edit, and then you can directly edit here. Now as you are editing, it's a real time. As you see, the browser is changing. So I have a little, okay. So as you see, now you know that how it looks. So now if you're convinced this is a better looking HTML, then you can go to your code and then change it. So this really cuts down to your time of development. You can do a lot of things quickly. You can also change. Now remember, when you edit, these are all, it's not really saving in your code. It's all in your browser or your client side. It's not really you're changing a server side code. Also, it tells you the CSS. So let's say this BB, this particular one, it's referencing this CSS called color. And when you bring your mouse here, it also gives you what is the color code. So let's see, if I don't want this color code, then I can change it right now here, and then it immediately changes the color. So let's say I want to change it to different color. See, immediately it changes all the colors. So nice, it's a very nice, powerful tool. So that's about Firebug. So now let's see the BluePrint CSS.